Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Groove Asia Nation. I am Karen Allen, and we'll welcome you to our Groove Asia Live. And our other host is Michael. Michael, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Michael. I'm French. I live in France, in a region called Loire Valley, a very nice region with lots of castles that tourists enjoy to visit when they come in France. So you know where I am, and what I do is I'm with Karen, leading the community, the GrooveAsia community, and we are also mentoring people using the incredible, awesome GrooveAsia software and all the skills we need as entrepreneur, as online entrepreneurs. So thank you, Karen, for inviting me. Today we will speak about copywriting. Yeah.
Yes, yes, we are. So if you are here with us today live, put in hashtag live. And if you're listening to us on the replay, put in hashtag replay. So we're going to be talking about copywriting today. And there's a couple things we're going to go over to make sure we're going to cover. We're going to talk about what is copywriting, what copywriting is used for, why good copywriting is important, and when do you use copywriting? When do you use those things? But before we get into all of that, into defining what a copywriting is, we need to talk about the audience because that's who we're going to be writing for. So
And
you need
this
to.
audience is watching us now, right now. And I want to thank you, Annie, who is in backstage, welcoming all this incredible message. The first one is from Tyra. Or do you say Tira or Tyra?
It's Tyra.
Karen? Or would you,
It's
Tyra?
Tyra. Hmm.
Tyra
She's
is
with us.
watching live and
Hmm.
said greetings for us. So thank you, Tyra, for um, watching us live. And I see also Michelle, who is attending live. So it's great. Thank you. And if you're attending in the replay, you also welcome. So thank you, Annie, who is in backstage. And let's talk about audience. Can you tell us, Karen, what do you think about this audience thing?
Sure can. Well, audience is the most important, what you need to have in the back of your mind, because this is who you're going to be talking to when you're writing your copy or in your copywriting. And I have a little acronym in my research. I found out that there's a good way to keep in the back of your mind of who you're going to be writing to. And it has audience, which is AUDIENCE, and each one stands for something. So we're going to go through that really quickly.
Oh, so it's a model. It's not only we're not only talking about audience. It's a model of about organizing a strategy concerning marketing.
Yes, and when you're talking to your audience. So let's get into that. So an A in the audience. We're going to analyze. We want to know, who are they? Where are they coming from? Who is coming to view your content? You. We need to understand who is in, um, what is their knowledge of the subject that we're writing about. We know if they're like cold people, people who have no idea of what you're talking about, no idea about what the product or the service that you're having is going to affect the way you're going to um, address your write down in your copy what you're going to say, as opposed to someone who's very familiar and knows the vernacular and the words of what you're selling or the service that you're having. It makes a big difference. So the next letter is D, and a D is for the demographics. You want to know who you're speaking to. If you're speaking to an older generation, are you speaking to a younger generation? Are you a lot of stay-at-home people, people who are working, the 9 to 5 grind? You need to know the demographics. What are their age, their gender, their education? Those are very important. Now, I is for interest. Why are they coming to your site to begin with? Why are they reading your copy? What is prompting them to even land on your page? That's what you want to know, what's their interests are. And E is the environment. Where are they going to be when they land on your page, when they're visiting your site? Is it going to be the home page? Is it going to be a blog post that you have? Is it going to be just some content that you have on your page? You need to know where they're going to be landing. So these are all the things you need to put in your mind. And the next one in is needs. What are their needs? Why are they coming to your site? What are they looking for? Customization is for C. What specific things that needs to be addressed? I have on here what specific needs need to be addressed when they're coming to your site or reading your copy. And lastly is the expectation. What do you think they're going to be um, what's the takeaway? What do they expect to learn once they finish reading your copy? What do you want them to take away? So, Michael,
Did,
that's the audience where you need to have in back of your mind before you even start writing your copy.
I'm not sure, Karen, but you say needs, and after expectation between N and E, you have customized. Don't you? Did you speak about customizing?
Yes.
Ah, yes, you spoke.
That
Okay.
what specific needs need to be addressed. That's when you customize it. When you're trying to find out
Okay.
what needs need to be addressed when you're writing
Mm.
your copy. So those are things you need to have in the back of your mind before you even put the pen to the paper or your fingers to the keyboard, whichever way it may be.
So
when you're
you, yeah.
addressing it.
My confusion was you have needs in the model. You have N for needs. What are they needs? And just after you have customize, and customizing means specific needs to be
Specific
addressed.
needs, right?
Mm.
Specific
Ah, I
needs.
understand. So
That's how you
this
customize
model,
it.
this model is great. I mean, introducing a strategy for copywriting. We will speak about copywriting, and what you just said is important because before setting up a strategy, you have to know who is your audience, and this
Exactly.
model permits you to begin a strategic process. So
Right.
thank you very
It helps with the research. When you're doing the research on your audience, these are the things that need to be addressed. And to make good copy, you got to have good research.
So, what can we say about copywriting? I mean, basics. What is copywriting? What would you say? I would give you my ideas about that. I think it's as I said, a strategy, a marketing strategy. So you're more than knowing your audience, you have to define what is your goal, what is your main strategy, marketing strategy. So it's a part of that, and it's a way of organizing your ideas, your information, the
Hmm.
information you want to provide to your clients. What
Hmm.
can you add for this definition, Karen? What is copywriting for you?
To me, copywriting is the lifeblood of your marketing strategy because you're trying to sell something. And when you're trying to sell something, you're trying to make it appealing. You're trying to turn a visitor to a customer, and you're trying to keep their attention. You want them to be excited about what you're saying. And this all comes through your words. This all comes to your words, and you use your words wisely and persuasively. And that's what copywriting is all about because you want them to press that button to get whatever it is that you're trying to get them to sign up for, even if it's a newsletter to buy a product, whatever it may be. Your copywriting is like a funnel to get them into pressing that button at the end.
So
So
you
that's what
want
it is.
when you want to persuade someone, a group of person to take a specific action, it's important to choose wisely your words. It's what you said. So thank you
Yes.
for definition. So what could we say more about copywriting? I mean, what copywriting is needed for? I mean, um, strategically speaking, I would say we need to define before you have to define your niche. It's
Hmm.
important to build your brand image. It's
Hmm.
also interesting to use copywriting to create value, um, driven. content
Hmm.
and to understand the mindset of your audience is what you said. What could we say more about why we need copywriting in your strategy?
Well, like I was saying before, you need a good copywriting because you want your visitors, you want your audience to follow you, and you want them to be able um, to do that call of action. You want them to be able to follow through with what you have presented, and to have and it ends with the call to action. So that's what I think is needed for it. It needs to be is a, like you said, it's a way of branding you, a branding, right?
So, so what can we say more about copywriting? When can we work on it? Uh, can we speak about the AIDA model? Maybe. What do you think?
Well, yes. Well, the item model is one of the oldest formulas for copywriting and marketing, and what it stands for is it's an acronym also. It stands for A is attention, I is interest, D desire, and A again for actions. That's what we've been talking about, the call to action. And the item model, when you doing your copy, when you're writing your copy, this is a great model to follow. It's been used for decades, and it's one of the oldest models in the one of the marketing formulas. So we are actually going to go through those steps of the item model. And but the one thing.
Just before we
Hmm.
can say that the model what you will explain to us. Every step is a stage in which your prospect, your clients are, and you want to move this prospect for each step to the next one. So please keep in mind that when you have a prospect, it
Hmm.
will be in every one of these steps,
Hmm.
um, following these steps, and you have to move their state of mind to decide to buy your service or your products. Is it that, Karen?
Exactly. Yes, it's a flow. It's like a funnel of thought. You know, start from the beginning, like what we're going to go into, and you just funnel them into the end. So this is the funnel of thought that we're going to be going through. So let's
Okay,
start
let's
with
go.
A.
Let's
Right.
go.
Let's start with A. A. Attention. We need to grab the attention. And with copy, you could put in anything. Like I say, it's part of your web page. You could do an email. You could do a blog post. But when you're trying to grab the attention in these different ways of writing, it comes differently. Like in the email, grabbing attention would be in the subject line. In a web page, it will be in the title. In the blog post, also, it would be in the title. But you want to capture them. And it also depends on where you're going to have your copy. Like, for instance, and Michael, you had a really good example with this, with the emails. When you're trying to grab the attention, what were one
Yeah,
of the things
be-
that you were going to do?
because we are playing a kind of role today, explaining
Hmm.
things as teachers, but we are explorers. We are learning what we are discovering now. And as you know, we are working on creating a copywriting for different situations. And the first
Hmm.
situation I identified is that I want people to subscribe to my email list. So if I want people to subscribe to my email list, I have to offer something, to give value, to make them decide to subscribe. And as you know, we have lots of solicitations for different things, different email lists. So why people would choose to subscribe to my email list? So I have to define a strategy to give them to persuade them that it's a good thing for us. So
Hmm.
I was deciding of creating a daily mail um, service. I can say that. I mean, it's I will call that my private email, Michael's private emails, and I want people say, "Oh, this is the private emails that I want to receive every morning and read every morning." So it's like a product. It's not really a product because I won't ask people to pay, but I want people to pay attention. As you know, in English we say pay attention because people have to pay something for that. So of course, I was defining my private email thing as uh, a, a product, as a service that I want to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing with the AIDA models, I want to grab their attention. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know yet where I will do that. Maybe it will be in video, maybe it will be by text, but I will ask them, stop, do not go further. Stop what you do. The information and deals you need are there in Michael's daily private email. So join the club. So I was thinking about something to grab the interest, to grab the attention, before the interest to grab the attention. So what do
Mm-hmm.
you think about my example, Karen?
I like it, like we were talking about before. But as far as grabbing the attention, you have a creative have a creative disruption. And so if you were doing on an email list or something of that nature, you know how people just be scrolling up and down on the emails. And if they see a video and they're like, stop, I think that would get people would just like, okay, what are they talking about? Because that's something you don't see normally on your Facebook scroll or any of the other social media platforms. So having a creative disruption is breaking the existing pattern of behavior through a highly creative message. So once you got their attention, stop. And then you go with your, with presenting your product and creating that message. That'd be a good way to grab their attention. So you're creating shock in the advertisement through provocative imagery. Like that's for provocative as it can come when you're
So
scrolling.
before grabbing the interest, I try
Hmm.
to grab the attention, but I don't want to frighten them.
Right.
So of course it's not enough, and the
Hmm.
the second part is interesting. So uh, making them understand that the service of or the product you provide is
Hmm.
interesting for them. So what could we say, Karen, about this second step, interest?
Interest. Yes. Interest is the hook. Interest is what you're going to hook them with and to keep them to reading a little further on. Now, once the consumer is aware that the product or service exists, the business must work in increasing the potential customer's interest. And there's a couple of ways that we can do this. Now, online, this is achieved by presenting why the visitor or the potential customer needs or wants your product. These are things you want to put in your copy. Why do they need it? Um, why would they want it? How life would be easier if they had it? What would they miss if they didn't have it? And these are things you just kind of want to that you want to lay out for them, and you want to establish a connection with your customer or your visitor with a story. Explain to them, um, this is I know how I know how you feel. I know what you're going through, and I felt the same way, and this is what I found. And then uh, put your benefits on your interest. So it kind of not the features, but the benefits of the features. Lay those out as where they can resonate with what you're trying to say or what you're providing or the service you're providing. And so you want that, oh well that's me, or I can relate to what they're saying. Let me continue. reading. So what will you have? What do you say about that, Michael? Do you have any other ones?
I can give you my special example.
Please,
As I
please.
said, I have this product, this service, my private email list. I want to sell it. So
Hmm.
how can I do that with this interest step of
Hmm.
your IDA model? I said your model is, of course, you did not invent it.
No, 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 no. Not that old.
So, this mailing list is incredible. I mean, you need to subscribe. So it's this kind of feeling I want people to know. So I want you. I think this email list will interest people. So I will say something like, "Did you know that I, Michael, keep my best secrets for my community?
Hmm.
I give first class tips and news only for my daily private email subscribers. Every morning, you will find secrets, techniques for your digital marketing, information you won't see anywhere else. Can you imagine how your life would be easier?" So, what do you think? Would you say that I respected this interest step?
Well, creating that will definitely be in the interest because you're telling them how their life would be easier if when they have the product, and you can imagine how their life is not when they don't have the product. I do want to mention this before we go on, Michael, for the people who are listening to us on the social media, and you please remember to grant the Restream permission so we can see who you are. You can go to simonleon.com/authorize, and that way your name and your picture appear, and we'll be able to uh, see you. Okay.
I have to say that Simon Leong is someone incredible. You have to follow. Of course, you know Simon if you are part of a community. So simonleong.com/authorize is the address you have to go to, and we will be able to see your face, not
That's
only
right.
not on your messages.
That's
So,
right.
do you think I can keep that? I mean, I need your help, Karen, concerning this AIDA model. So, do you think my arguments are good for this interest step of AIDA model?
Well, another thing with the interest, I do want to say on there is that you to provide your most relevant information in the interest part, in the hook part, provide your most relevant information so they'll know what you're talking about. After we've um, grabbed their attention, we've given them the benefits, provide that relevant information, and then we keep on moving. But I also want to share this with you, Michael. With the I and the D, the interest and the desire kind of merge together. Okay, they
Yeah,
do.
it's
They,
it's a model. Of course, you're free to decide how to organize the arguments inside. I would maybe criticize my what I said. I think I should add more. How can I say that? To show people that I know what I say. I mean,
mhm.
how would you say that in proper English, please?
That qualifies you for um, that you want to say something that qualifies you to like I'm a person that needs to be
You
listened to.
yeah, you can trust me.
Right.
I have the experience, or I have the curriculum that
Hmm.
can prove you,
Hmm.
show that I know what I say. So maybe I,
Hmm.
I should add more of that, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Well, that does qualify you at the begin. That will qualify you at the beginning of the reason why you're showing your product or services. But when you're going through the IDA model, you really just want to say give the features. I mean, not the features, the benefits of your product or service,
Mm.
because you're the one that's going to be. That's what they're interested in. That's what they're coming to see. They're not coming to see you. They want the content. They want what you're going to be sending in their email box every morning. And if it's relevant content, because you have a lot of people just sign up just to see what you have. And if it's relevant content, your list will grow. And if it's not, it will diminish and
Mm.
people will unsubscribe from you. So
So
if
establishing my expertise is a Tyra advice. Yeah, I think I have to do that.
right,
So let's go further with the third step of this AIDA model. So it's a desire.
desire, and like we were saying, that the interest and the desire kind of merges together, right? Yep. So after the consumer is interested in your product or service, then the goal is to make the consumer want it. They want to go, you want to go from, I like it, it sounds good, to I want it, I need it, give it to me now. That's what you want to go to.
Yes,
Yes, that's what you.
it's a good thing. I mean, if you people are in this state of mind, they will
Hmm.
be fan of they are becoming fan of what you do, and they will follow you for life. I mean, if you don't
Hmm.
deceive them, they will stay with us with you, and maybe your service. They will speak about your service to their friends and the entrepreneurs they know. So you will be able to sell more by this state of mind.
Right. And like I was saying, the interest and the desire kind of merges together, because this is part when you're creating your story and you're telling them about it, you're speaking very specifically to your audience. This is the good part about have this is why you did your research before you even start writing your copy. You're using very specific words. If you're using like if it's a weight loss thing, it's like, oh, and you're going to have this gorgeous body on the beach, and where all the men are looking at you. You know that you're not talking to a bunch of men, because men don't say gorgeous a whole lot, and they don't care if men are looking at them. Yeah. So it's going to be, you'll be talking to, that is for a bunch of women. So you want to have your story very specific and very targeted. And this is very important when you do your research on your audience. This comes you'll get the information at that time. And like our one of our leaders was saying, like Nicholas was saying, you need to visualize, have them to visualize and imagine themselves when you're coming through when you're telling your story. You want them to put their selves in the story that you're telling them in their head. They want to be able to see themselves as they're reading along your story, put themselves in your story. So that's what you want them to do.
Mm. So I
Hmm.
prepared also for this step of AIDA model my
Hmm.
little example concerning
Yes.
my email, my private email list, and I was not sure of, as you said, what would be a part of interest step or desire step, but I decided I will speak about features that will be more. Creating more desire. So
Hmm.
I will say private announce you will with my private list you will have private announcements that other people uh, not see because it will only be published in my newsletter, my private newsletter.
Hmm.
You will have so it's content that are exclusively for my newsletter subscribers, shortcuts to set up your marketing campaigns, lots of tips and tricks to set up your funnels, and major principles and rules that I use to run my business strategies.
Hmm.
So uh, maybe I should add something to make them imagining the success they will have in their business.
There
What
you
do you?
go. There
Huh?
you go. There you go. Because these are the features of your daily email list. Heat the benefits, what they're going to get once they get these, get your tips and trips. How is it going to work for them? What change they're going to see? How long is it going to take for them to see those changes after they're, you know, going through your email list? Those are the benefits of what they want to look at. So you got some good features. Just put some benefits in there on how it's going to benefit them, what they're going to get out of it when they open your email, reading their morning coffee every day. Okay?
Yeah,
All right.
I would say something like um, this newsletter will probably be the only newsletter you will enjoy to receive and read every morning.
Hmm.
What would you say?
This newsletter you will enjoy receiving every morning. I'll say this newsletter is the only newsletter you need to elevate your business.
Ah, better. Thank you. I will keep that. So I see a message from Tyra. Can I subscribe? So of
Well,
course it's not a fiction, but I'm in the marketing process, imagining a product, imagining the way I will sell it, and of course, no, I will provide this service, this awesome private email thing, and of course I will let the community know when it will be available, but it won't be available today.
you're working on
But
it. He's working on
I'm
it.
working on it. So
Okay.
thank you, Karen. So let's talk about the third and last step.
The third and last step is exactly what Tara did. She took, as she was asking about it, she took action. And that's what you want people to press that button and want to, like, let me subscribe, let me get it. Here's my money, throw my money, take it. You want that kind of thing. The ultimate goal is to drive the receiver of the marketing campaign to initiate action. Now, once you've done this funnel and you think you're at the end where they're good, where they it's time for them to take action and they
Uh,
don't do it, you have to tell them. You have to instruct your visitors to take action. You got to write it out plain. You got to make that button big and bright or however, but instruct them, take action here, press the button down there, sign up over there, below, down, or wherever. You have to instruct your audience to do so.
yeah, we have to tell them what to do because uh, we people receive lots of injunctions. I don't know if we can say that in English. They, they they have lots of solicitations. They need to
Mhm.
do this, they have to do that, they have to click
Mhm.
here, to click there.
Mhm.
So um so they don't do that, even if but if you ask them after the steps we defined,
Mhm.
I think they will be in good mood to decide to do that, to click and to subscribe. I think it's important to have this aim, this objective to make them move and make them
Mhm.
do action.
Right. And only have a one call to action. Only one call to action because we're not trying to confuse people. As the saying goes, a confused mind
Hmm.
never buys. So only a one call to action. And if you're doing a sales letter, using at the end of the sales letter, do a PS. Everyone always reads the PS. I mean, I remember just scrolling down to the bottom just to read the PS. And normally it's a summary. You could put a guarantee, or you could just reemphasize your call to action there because everyone's going to read that because it's really quick. Is it?
Great. So I will talk about my awesome email list. What I,
Yes.
what could I say to convince people to subscribe? So I can ask them politely, please complete the online form below. Maybe not just please. Maybe say, so you
Do it
convinced
now.
now?
Give
Complete the
instructions.
online form. Yeah, complete the online form below.
Hmm.
This currently free membership will soon be paid.
Hmm.
This free membership is for a limited time. So
Hmm.
join it, join the club now. You won't regret it. Indeed, this will be one of the only newsletter you will enjoy reading every morning. Uh, so maybe if I say that now, I won't say it before I have to decide. Indeed, this is the only newsletter that you will need each morning to grow your business. It's what you said to me a few minutes ago. So, what do you think? Do you think it's enough to permit them to make
Excuse me.
them decide to subscribe?
Well, I do like the fact that you have a sense of urgency in your words. You know, you have that limited time offer, which is good when you're doing a call to action. And you could do a limited time offer such as free shipping, discounts, or even have a countdown timer on your page. So it creates that sense of urgency on there. And like you said, yours is free for a limited time, which is great because people don't want to miss out. People don't want
Only
to miss
for
out.
early birds.
Only for early birds. And another good thing is like is see you on the inside. You know, it creates exclusion. So
Mm,
those and people don't like being left out. You know, people don't want to be
mm,
left out. They want to be included. So that would be
mm.
another good tip
I
that I
agree.
have for
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Karen, for this incredible tips you gave, and together I think we gave enough information to permit people to set up their own strategy. Everything we say today is an example of what is possible. Of course, you have to customize with what you want to do, with what you want to sell. Of
Hmm.
course, you probably have a product different of what I talked about my email thing.
Hmm.
Probably will have a service different. So you have to customize. You have to to do that alone or with a partner. I
Hmm.
will give you the advice. I give you the advice to have a partner. What do you think, Karen, about that? To partnership with someone who can uh, challenge you about this argument, these strategies.
Well, definitely test it when you're trying to sell something. Test your copy, give it to a couple of people, and see what they say. See what kind of reaction you get from them. You know, get some feedback on it. You know, when we put it out there, when you put it out there, you test it to see through the conversions, how many people actually clicked the button and how many people didn't. And you could just change different things, change the copy, what you've written, change the colors or change the style of it, and see and test which one gives you the highest conversions. When you realize what gives you the highest conversions, what when you realize what gives you the highest conversions, drop everything else. Drop everything else. Don't have time for it. Just keep going forward with what's working for you.
I propose you, Karen, something incredible right now. So please, if you're watching us right now, we will use this AIDA model right now to try to make you move to take action concerning your online business. So let's use this AIDA model to do that. So if you're here listening to us, watching to us for a long time now, I would say 40 minutes, you know that you have to set up a copywriting thing. You know that, and you need that. You know that you need that, and you know how to do that with the advices we were giving to you. So imagine imagine how it would be simple to do that inside a platform that will permit you to do it easily. What would you add, Karen, to explain them that it's interesting for them to join a community and to
Hmm.
download, not download, subscribe to the free, amazing
Well, let
GrooveAsia
me tell you.
software?
I'm gonna tell my audience here today. We're gonna tell the audience here today. Let's get into the groove. That's all I'm gonna say. Get into the groove. We have an awesome community at the Facebook group at Groove Asia, where you could put your information there, test out your copy if you want to, have someone to review it for you if you like. You can reach out to one of the mentors. We're always active in the Groove in the Facebook group. You can ask us any of the questions or anyone else, and they'll be able to um, give you some feedback, answer the question for you. We are here for you because we all are trying to do this thing together. We are trying to change lives together. And that's a good point of having these Groove Live is to give you the information that you would need to change your life and those around you. And we are all doing it together.
But you won't only have the support of a great community, you will also have the opportunity to have for free, a very useful platform of applications. 18 applications are available
It's a
in
lot.
the. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you know, Karen, and I know that also that these tools, GrooveAsia software, and permit will permit you to use, will be a great asset for your business in next months and years.
Mhm.
So go and see grooveasia.cm website, to if you don't know yet this GrooveAsia software, you have to go and to test it. It's free, and it will be free for life.
Mhm.
But these free accounts are for a limited time, only with the package. I mean, we don't know if for free you will have the same amount of features that we have today. So please don't hesitate to do it now. You
Mhm.
won't regret it, and you will be, of course, connected with a community.
Exactly. The free features that are here today might be gone tomorrow. The features are going to be diminishing as the months and days or weeks and months go on, as we've been told. But it is a great platform. If you want to start your web page and start writing some copy there, you also have where you could do a blog post and start writing some copy there, access to email automation. Start some copy there and get it going out and see what's working for you today.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Michael, we had a great time talking about
It was great. Thank
copy.
you.
I appreciate you. You have any last words before we go?
Um, Take action. Take action is the phrase we use in our community to say, of course, you know, in life you will have lots of resources inside of yourself and around you, but you have
Mhm,
to grab them and use this resource to do something.
mhm,
And today, with the tips we gave you, with the advices we gave you, and all the community that is very dedicated to your success,
mhm.
grab this opportunity today, and you won't regret it. We will be happy to welcome you in this community, and as
Mhm.
we say, let's gather inside. The other side of the mirror is not very is not very far. You just have to do a step.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Let's see, we had Tyra here today. We had Tok Tok here today, Michelle here today, and Sandy. We do appreciate Annie is Queen Bees, and George. Thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate your support in watching us this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be, wherever you may be, wherever you may be, and you just have a good night, morning, or evening. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
for watching us. See you next time.